Oricom do a range of antennas that they call the town and country antennas. Now, a lot of people don't actually understand why you would have two antennas, one for town and one for country. So in this video, I'm just going to explain to you some of the reasons why you would do that. So these antennas, essentially, this one is a flexible fiberglass whip, and it has currently been set up in the country mode. And this now, with the top cap, is set up for town. And the fiberglass pole is the same story. When it's really long, that's going to be excellent for the country. And when we make it a shorter antenna, it's going to be excellent for around town. Now, the word town is possibly where you get a little bit confused if you're a four-wheel driver, because you think, I don't really use my CB UHF when I'm around town. Think of it like this: when they say town, that's hilly terrain. So you're going into the Victorian high country or similar, that's when you're going to make the antenna shorter. We all know that they look fantastic and cool when they're really long. Here's the reason why you have the two types of antennas. You see, when we have the shorter antenna, we call it 3 dBi, which is the sensitivity of the antenna. And then when we use them at the full height, i.e. the long antenna, it then becomes a 6.5 dBi antenna. If you think of it this way, when they're a short antenna, the radio signals are more like a soccer ball. When we make them a long antenna, we actually make them more like a football, so they go a lot further from the antenna. So when they're set up in their long form, they're great for country, flat terrain, where you're going to go for miles. There's no hills of any significance. This long antenna is going to be perfect for that environment. So the numbers of the two antennas are this. When they have no top, they're both 430 millimeters long from the base of the spring. When we put the extensions on, this is a 600 millimeter extension on the flexible whip, and this is a 1 meter extension on the fiberglass antenna. One of the other features that Oricom offer is a folding antenna mount, and these are fantastic if you find that you want to run that country antenna but you need to go through low car parks or whatever. You can simply pull this and reposition the antenna and lay it back against the bonnet of your vehicle. So that's a very useful accessory you can add to your antenna. Now, at the moment we're filming this out near the Simpson Desert, so we're going to head out there and we're going to give you an example of the two antennas working in this environment. The long antenna is perfect for this sort of terrain because it can go a long way, but it may not be able to go over a couple of sand dunes because that's where you would want to use the shorter antenna. So we're going to do a little bit of testing. We've used for this example a friend of mine, Sam from A247. So we're sitting at the top of the dune. I've got Sam way out there in the dune, so let's see if we can get a hold of him. So Sam, can you hear me on the radio there, mate?
Copy, Matt.
Mate, how far from Big Red are you?
We're currently 5.4 kilometres heading west.
All right, fantastic. Mate, let's swap the antennas and see if we can communicate from the top of the dunes.
And if we can, we'll head down the dunes and see how we go.
Copy. A bit of a little grub screw in there that holds it in place. Put the end cap on. There we go.
Sam, you got a copy?
Yeah, copy, Matt. I'm also on the 3 dBi antenna too.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the bottom of Big Red now, and let's see if this goes over the top of this. Sam, you got a copy there?
Yeah, got a copy. Hearing you loud and clear. Over.
Fantastic. So that just shows you, I couldn't talk to you on the 6.5 antenna at this point, but now on the 3 I can, so we're able to get over those sand dunes.
Yeah, copy that. That was actually quite impressive.
And that's the difference by having the two different types of antennas, the town and country. So if you're looking to get out there into Australia and explore all the different parts of the country, it's worth having an antenna that's essentially 2 in 1. I'm Mad Matt, stay safe on the trails.